leased to General Electric. General Electric has leased it because they do all the warranty work on our engines. So all the engines, we got majority of our engines are GE. So they do all the warranty work. We've got 45 of that's their mode of transportation. Well, we're kind of in luck. The last group I took out here, they weren't humping 8 cars. So I got my chance to do my spiel here. So, the trains come in on the receiving track, and the Garmin's worked it. Now we're going to pull the trains back to hump lead. We have a hump crew that does that. They pull it back to hump lead, and they bring it up here on top. Now this is where the computer takes over. We have a man up there that pulls the pins. The guy that reads the list. The guy that says, okay, I need 3 cars. So when that leaves the crest up here, on the top, it weighs these cars. Let's say there's 3 of them going down towards track 27. It weighs those cars. It determines whether the loads are empties. It also determines the length of the track or how far it needs to go. So, with that said, it needs to retard these cars to slow them down. So, the master retarder up there is like big brake shoes that squeeze the side of the wheels. So, it measures the speed of the car and the weight, and it slows the car down. Then they've got wheel detectors after that that says, well, this car's going too fast, I need to slow you down some more. So, there's all that retarding, or slowing the car down. 6 of them here that's made up